you signed a bill that would require women to have an ultrasound before obtaining an abortion. You also signed a bill that would place certain limits on abortion providers. Was that an easy decision for you to sign those, especially knowing that it would be controversial to a number of women and they vote in large numbers?
Well, I think in the end, I found this even in last year's recall election. What women want as voters is very similar to what men want, voters as a whole want. They want us focused on economic and fiscal issues. And while I'm pro-life, and I'm proud to be pro-life, and I signed those measures, which I think are pretty simple. They're basically about providing patients of health care of one form or another with more information.
Well, you say they're simple, but you know they're controversial, right? I mean, there is a sector of the population that's going to look at those and say, that's an infringement on my personal right.
Controversial, largely driven by the media. I honestly, I hear from a handful, I mean literally a handful of people about this. I don't hear repeatedly from this when I'm out around the state of Wisconsin. What I hear about is, are you balancing the budget? And those are the things that female and male voters alike are talking about. And, you know, while that's an issue that the opposition will raise, again, it's not something I hear really from hardly any voters at all out there. And I think it's one of those where it's hyped up largely because people who are in our opposition want us to talk about those issues because they know the bread and butter, what people want me doing, is focusing on fiscal and economic issues, and that's what we're doing, and we've got a better approach there.
I guess I say that, and I'm referring to the latest Marquette poll that showed, I think, 56% of the people polled disapproved of both of those bills. Yeah. And I guess I say that's why it's controversial. But you think that people separate that as being a specific issue alone and by itself, as opposed to on the whole voting for you?
Absolutely, because when you talk out any number of issues, I could pick out 100 different issues where people might poll one way or the other, but it's not just where they poll on a question, it's what drives them, what are they most interested in. What they're most interested in, at least as it comes to the governor, is knowing that I'm focused on pursuing an agenda that will help improve the economy in the state and that will help improve our fiscal climate, will make their overall quality of life for themselves and their family better. And as long as we're doing that, we're going to consistently do well with the voters, whether they're women or men, young or old alike.